you wrap your front tire around the rock, and then you just pull hard off the front tire. So you pull your body into the bike, get your body moving, then throw the bike in front of your body.
Trials riding requires precision timing, careful balance, and practice. I mean, lots of practice. Did I mention practice?
I'll tell you, it's a camera. I never struggle with this one.
Rudy spent the better part of 5 years building the skills and confidence it takes to be an expert trials rider. He's at a point where he makes it look easy.
See, a lot of this comes down to the setup. If you get the bike positioned where you're comfortable and not already falling over when you take off, you're gonna do a lot better. Just comes down to balancing in a real weird position.
There's definitely a technique for every move, but once you have learned the technique and had somebody told you the technique, there's still a lot of practice you have to do.
Peter's also been riding for about 5 years. He's perfected the building blocks, the track stand, the forward kick, and he's taken them to dizzying heights. Now, the experts are encouraging others to give it a try.
When you start out, usually people just lean back and their arms might be stiff like mine, or their back's way back or something like that, and they're hopping around like this. And usually you fall backwards, just the tendency to fall backwards. And after a couple of weeks or a couple of months or whatever it is, you learn to hop in one spot and turn one way or another.
Basically, I've been trying to promote the sport of trials, so we formed the Twin Ports Trials Club, just a real loose organization. Basically, the only thing we do is get together every Wednesday here in Canal Park and ride. So you don't have to pay any money, you don't have to do this, don't have to do that, just show up with a bike and ride. If you don't have a bike, I got a spare bike.
When we're out riding, we had a lot of people talking to us and asking us about it. And I mean, young people on bikes are always interested, so it's a good way to get people started.
So on Wednesday nights in Canal Park, you'll often see them hopping, bouncing, and balancing on the rocks. The advanced riders share their tips and tricks, while beginners learn by example. As soon as one skill is mastered, another challenge presents itself.
It's difficult, and I like just getting better at it, and it's a lot of fun. Like when you start finally learning how to do the moves, it gets really exciting. You're out there riding like as much as you can all the time.
It's really an addiction. We do a lot of other kinds of biking too, but this is the aspect of it that we like the most.
A lot of big moves, but you try to handle the bike smoothly so you're not putting a lot of stress on everything, or as minimal stress as possible.
As in most sports, the equipment evolves to serve a purpose. The bike seat isn't needed for trials, so it's gone. And other modifications are made to make the bikes more maneuverable.
It's got a lot lower frame, so you have clearance to maneuver around on the bike. Real low gearing, so you can do short, explosive moves from a dead stop. A real fat rear tire with a real sticky compound, so when you're on the rock or ledge or whatnot, the tire sticks and doesn't slide out on you. And real strong brakes. This frame is purpose-built just for trials. It doesn't do anything else. It doesn't go to the store and get milk, doesn't go fast, just does trials.
I gotta buy it with pretty much the minimum, which is gloves and a helmet. A lot of people wear shin guards, and if we showed you our shins, you'd see why. These pedals are pretty ragged when they get into your leg, and it goes down to the bone. So
Once a year or so, everyone gets humbled. Trials riding can be tricky business, so learning to fall is one of the fundamental skills.
falls happen, not very often though. You never make a big jump in level, so just start on the smaller gaps like that and just get comfortable with that and get to the point where you're comfortable enough that you think you can go a little bit further, and that's how it works. And hopefully you don't push it too much.
Without hesitation, Rudy jumps back into action, putting his skills and courage to the test.
That's an expert level move. It's just a lot of little skills put together. And getting up on something high like that it's really a mental thing too, because you can do it fine if you're 1 foot off the ground, but if you're 6 or 7 feet off the ground, self-preservation plays a big part of those moves. And fortunately, we've learned to ignore that instinct. So I've been riding about 5 years now, and I'm going to keep riding until my body gives out, which hopefully isn't time soon.